Hi, this is Kim and Kim, and welcome to Ask Mom's podcast. We are certainly not professionals, but we can share our experience and remind you that you're awesome. We talk all things motherhood, the good, the tough, and everything in between. And today we're talking about something that feels old-fashioned, but is super popular again, home crafting. Things like canning, sewing, crocheting, knitting, needlework, basically all the things our grandmothers used to do every day. And now we're realizing, hey, they were onto something really good. And we have a very special guest with us today, Kayla.
Hi, Kayla.
Hi, Kim. Hi, Kim.
And while some of us can barely sew a button, me, without swearing at it, these skills are making kind of a real comeback, right? And not just for older generations. Today's guest proves it. So Kayla is 25. She already sews, crochets, and has a passion for handmade things. So most people your age, I don't know, they're streaming Netflix or scrolling TikTok. How did you get into sewing and crocheting?
Well, that goes back quite a while. I started when I was probably 11 or 12 sewing, and my mom taught me on her mom's machine.
Ooh, nice.
So lots of
generations,
there
yeah.
with sewing. And the first project I ever decided to make was a Halloween costume for myself.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
So what was it?
It was a very ambitious. I decided to make a Dorothy dress from the Wizard of Oz. It's a pattern for the very first time.
Oh my gosh.
That's jumping in at the deep end.
So sorry, how old were you?
I was 11 or 12.
Wow.
Good for you, though. Well, so did you wear it?
I did, yeah. I finished it like the night before Halloween.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think I even finished it in time to wear it to school, but at least I got to wear it trick-or-treating.
And I bet you felt pretty proud, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, like anytime you make something and have a finished product, you just have this sense of pride when you finish it, and it's just 100%. Unbeatable.
Exactly.
Everybody's body shape is slightly different. So if you could do it yourself.
Yes. If you're not happy with the clothes you find at the store, you can edit them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. More and more lately, too.
Have you? See?
Now, I did take sewing when I was younger, maybe around the same age.
Yeah.
But mine was a total fail.
Oh.
So we had to make corduroy pants.
Whoa.
Oh, goodness.
Corduroy bell-bottom pants.
I love corduroy pants.
Hip huggers, too. And somehow the stitching on the outside of the leg, the inside, became very bulky.
Oh.
And I didn't cut it properly. It was a mess.
Oh.
So for people that do try and have fails, like you sound like yours have been turning out really great.
Yeah.
I guess the encouragement is don't give up, right?
Because what your pants sounds like, it could have been the tension on the machine, right? With the thread.
And I had to wear them in a fashion show. It was just so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Just knowing how to hem instead of stapling, which we've all done,
Yeah.
or, taped.
Or pins.
Or pins, yeah, but hemming.
Yeah, you get a nice professional finish. It's a lot more work than people think.
If you find any of those, treadle sewing machines?
I think that's what they're called.
They're worth their weight in gold, people, so pick one out.
Pretty much all old sewing machines. If you've got an old one, don't throw it out.
Exactly.
Just get it serviced.
Good advice.
It'll be so much more, better quality than anything you'll find these days.
So I have a question.
Yep.
So being your age and getting involved in the textile crafts, how do you feel compared to when you're scrolling through, social media or, is that something you don't like to do, or is there a balance, or
I definitely still do my fair share of scrolling.
Yeah.
But it's a lot nicer to just have that time off of your phone and to actually have something to do. And like I was saying before, with the being able to have that finished product really gives you a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
And you don't get that when you're scrolling.
Right.
Or anything like that.
That's right. Rewarding and fulfilling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's rewarding as you go along because, whether you do one line, two lines, whatever you're doing, you can see that difference, right?
Yeah. And
it's really
with
cool.
most, maybe all textile crafts, you can pretty much watch TV in the background or listen to a podcast or music, whatever you'd like. So it's never like boring per se,
Right.
even if you're working on something that you're frustrated with.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, you can always put it down for a bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it also helps with stress and anxiety. It's kind
similar
of
Gives you
like a
something to
fidget
focus
toy.
on, right?
yes.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So it helps with stress, mental health.
I think anybody could learn it. You definitely have to have an interest in pushing yourself past that annoying, frustrating part of learning the skills to start with. I was actually teaching my friend how to crochet the other day, but she was getting really frustrated, so I just encouraged her to take some breaks and reminded her that she's learning and she's never done this before and it's going to be tricky, but just don't give up. And that's really
Push
the
through
most
it.
important
Push
part.
through it.
Yeah.
That old saying, practice makes perfect. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
And even if she can just master doing a chain,
Yeah.
celebrate the win.
Yeah, and about that saying, I much prefer the saying, practice makes progress. It just puts so much less pressure on yourself, and it's a lot more realistic, too.
Good
Yeah.
point. You don't
Yeah.
have to have perfection, do you?
Exactly.
We were raised with practice makes perfect, but look at well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's change
Perfection
that.
Good
is
thinking.
a hard part of crafting.
Yes.
Once you get past that, things get a lot easier, and you get more creative, and
It's like everything, right? You have to give yourself a break, whether you're learning or whether you're an expert.
yeah.
Stuff's going to happen, and just don't stress about
Do your
it.
best. Enjoy it.
Exactly.
Because once it becomes not enjoyable,
Right.
you're not going to stick with it.
Exactly.
Or
And,
it adds to the stress and doesn't help the stress,
No,
right?
you put too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
But definitely the repetitive motions and focus is very meditative too,
Yeah.
and lowers your stress because you're focusing on the nice, slow, repetitive motions. You're focused, so you're not thinking, your mind's not going a mile a minute because you've got to make sure you're doing your
Yeah.
whatever you're doing.
Yeah, a lot of counting involved, especially when you're crocheting.
Oh, I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a lot trickier than you would think.
Yes.
Just basic counting.
And tension.
Yes,
Mhm.
that took a long time
Oh,
to
I
get
know,
a hang
yeah.
of.
But you know what? It's kind of celebrate those wins, right? So when you make your first scarf and it starts out at 8 inches at the beginning or whatever that
Yeah.
is in centimeters, and then it ends up, kind of like going down to 4 and then up to 6, 8, 12, and at
Yeah.
the end, whatever, it's still a scarf, and
Yeah.
yay you for doing that.
Yeah, and you got to keep those beginner projects because when you get more skills, you're just going to look back and
Exactly.
think how much progress you've made
Yeah.
Yeah.
and where you started from. Cool to look back.
And exactly, and show your friend that you're teaching. Say, look, this was my
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
efforts.
Good point.
Yeah,
And then she'll
Yeah.
be happier.
Wow.
yeah.
I
There were
know.
a lot of first projects when I was teaching myself to crochet that I took apart.
Me
and
too.
I regret because I can't look back at them now. So,
So, that's a good point because you mentioned sewing with your mom
yeah,
on her mom's machine,
yeah,
but then you just mentioned you taught yourself how to crochet.
yeah.
So you don't have to have the generation,
Oh, absolutely not. No.
I mean, it's a nice experience to have, but if you're interested in sewing, you don't have to have that. You can you
no.
can learn.
Yeah,
Have a friend like Kayla, take a class or go online. Gosh, you can learn anything online these days.
Yep.
yeah.
But
YouTube is especially helpful. Just
Totally.
being able to see somebody do
Yes.
something is
Mm.
much easier than, say, learning from a book
Yes.
or just written instructions.
100%.
and a lot of times they have like those 3-minute videos.
Exactly.
So if you need to, I don't know anything about crocheting, but if you need to learn a specific
yeah,
whatever,
Yeah.
and you only need like a 1-minute video. That's what I like about them.
And then you can
Yeah.
hit pause, rewind it, go over it again
Yes.
100 times until
Yeah.
you've got it.
Yeah, 200 for me, but whatever.
Well, I wanted to do one of those, what did they call them, 36-hour Afghan baby blankets for, somebody,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
said that this weekend you'll have it done. 4 weeks later, I had it done.
yeah,
I was so proud of myself, and I had such a sense of achievement just doing it. And it certainly was not perfect. It was not a square. So don't beat yourself up if you can't do it that
oh,
fast.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It boosts your self-esteem, and you just feel proud of yourself.
Cool.
As you're saying, there's a lot of projects and things online where people are like, oh, make a hat in an hour, or, oh, you can make this in a day. Just take those with a grain of salt.
Yes.
They never these people make these things over and over again to the point where they can do it in under an hour.
Yes.
But when you're doing it for the first time, it takes so much longer.
Totally.
Yeah. And they're also enticing you to watch their video.
Exactly.
So don't
that
feel
too. Yeah.
feel like a failure if you can't, if you can't accomplish what they're suggesting. Because, part of it is they want you to watch their video too.
Get the views.
right?
Yeah,
That's
for
right.
sure.
Yeah, get
Well,
the views.
it works.
Oh, listen to Ask Moms and you'll have all the answers. So can I
Wow.
ask, what's the difference between crocheting and knitting?
Yeah, sure. So the biggest difference is that crochet uses one hook versus knitting uses 2 needles.
Okay.
So you end up with different results a little bit. You can make pretty much all of the same things with crochet and knitting, but another big difference is that with crochet, you often end up with a thicker material, and knitting is often thinner. So you would use it for things that you want to be flowier often.
Okay.
Yeah.
So crocheting is kind of like working with little knots?
Yeah,
Because it's only one
exactly.
hook, right?
Yeah. It's
So knitting,
basically
yeah. My mom
knots.
used to knit, so I can picture that.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
knitting is more similar to weaving, I would say, as
Okay, yes,
yeah,
I can see
just
that.
less like knots and
Okay,
more woven.
awesome.
Are you getting kind of keen?
No,
No.
no, I'm thinking more about the sewing side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would like to make some of my own clothes. I want to go back to the 70s a little bit, but not that radical.
Yeah.
Excited about that.
Sewing
And
is
I'm
so
like,
therapeutic too.
I'm like 39
Yeah.
plus, and I'm still interested.
So what's the project you're most proud of?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would probably say the first blanket that I ever crocheted, I made it way too big. It's almost king-sized.
Oh, wow.
And it's crazy thick, and I think I used like 12 or 14 balls of yarn to make it, and it was crazy. But I was really proud of it at the end, and it
Yeah.
was so cozy.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Do you still have it?
Oh yeah, yeah. I use it all the time.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Love it.
And there's
Yes.
so much yarn, and it's so big that it's basically a weighted blanket.
Yeah.
A
So
bonus.
like how many how many crafts have you done? Like, can you count?
Oh,
Like, are there that many?
goodness, there.
Is like a new one a week or?
Oh, maybe not quite that many, but
Yeah.
I definitely, pretty much anything that I just want to try, I will. I've gotten to the point with my crafting where I've really let go of my perfectionism, at least for the most part. There's
Mhm.
definitely times where I get perfectionist.
Yeah.
But it just really lets you jump into things and learn new things without putting too much pressure on yourself. So,
I think that's key.
Absolutely.
yeah.
I think that's super key, is to not build up too much expectation on yourself. Give yourself a break.
Yeah,
Like you just-
exactly.
Even if you're just doing it and it's a fail like mine, at least I tried.
Yeah.
Totally.
And
It
I'm
should-
still
yeah.
kind of interested in doing it. I just, at that age, and I guess whoever my instructor was, it wasn't pointed out what was wrong.
Mm.
So I still have that over my head, like what happened. Within minutes, you're guessing. Oh yeah, it sounds like a tension thing
To
or
me,
something.
that, yeah.
So yeah,
Your
pretty cool.
crafting and your knitting, crocheting, sewing, anything like that, embroidery should be like a labor of love. It should be something you're looking forward to.
Mhm.
And when you sit down with it, you're happy about it.
Mhm.
Not
Yeah.
that it's like I have
job.
to do this. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
No.
absolutely.
And you can pick it up anytime, do
Mhm.
as much as you want.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When
And-
I need one break
Yes.
from one craft, I just move right into another one.
Exactly.
So like, how receptive are young people with these types of garments now? Like, are they, back in our day, Levi Strauss was everything. You had to have a certain label, which is unfortunate because there was a lot of great products out there. But like,
Yeah.
how is it today? Like, how are people? Are they open to this?
It definitely varies a lot, but I would say that more and more people are getting more open to it,
Mm-hmm.
especially as we learn more and more about things like fast fashion and just the insane amount of waste that we
Yeah.
have.
Throwaway society.
Exactly. So people are getting into fixing things that
Mhm.
they've bought
Mhm.
instead of just throwing it out and buying something new,
Yeah.
and modifying things that they've thrifted even to make sure that they fit them properly,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
rather than buying brand new and having it not fit.
Right.
So-
And realistically, even the new products have been sewn somewhere.
Exactly.
So what's the difference if it's
Mhm.
you or, someone in another country?
Yeah, so many
Um,
people
you
don't
could
think
do your-
about the fact that you cannot have anything that's been sewn by machine 100%.
Right.
Somebody has made that.
That's right.
Exactly.
And I think we've lost that understanding as
Right.
a society. Yeah.
But nowadays, the styles that are out there, plus you have apps that help you design and make your own stuff. Like that to
Yeah.
me alone is super exciting.
And how artistic and creative.
Yeah. So it's not like you're taking your grandmother's pattern. You can design your own pattern, or you can buy patterns that are more modern. It's a
Yeah.
different,
And there's so many things that you can buy online that
Yeah.
are just free.
Yeah.
right,
So
right.
honestly, most of the patterns that I sew are free,
Mhm.
and they're just by creators who are about my age and are making things for themselves that they like, and then
Yeah.
they release the patterns for other people.
I
So-
love that. They're sharing theirs
Yeah.
Yeah.
instead of for monetary value.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So instead of buying something online that's not necessarily always the true color,
Go pick it yourself
pick
at the
it
fabric
yourself.
store, or even buy something from a vintage store and adjust it,
Yeah.
or take apart something and use the fabric.
Mhm.
Well, there's so many exciting opportunities in there. Even just taking a pair of pants or a skirt or something and sewing big buttons down the side or the front of it, that just
Yeah.
changes it into a total custom design.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah. Recently, I've seen all kinds of people who are like ripping up the side seams of their jeans and other pants
Yeah.
and inserting like triangles of quilted material or crocheted material or just
Oh, cool.
a contrasting material.
Oh my God, we
And-
used to do that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Girls used to do that back in my day.
That is
Yeah,
so
it's
neat.
coming
Or
back.
adding material on the bottom,
Yeah.
like just like an inch or 2 inches or.
And
Just-
I think it's so cool when
yeah.
people customize their own clothing.
Ooh, or faux fur. You could get some really funky faux fur and add
Yeah.
that to something and then have like a matching around the
Yeah.
bottoms or your gloves or,
Yeah.
I don't know, and
Mhm.
faux fur.
Yeah.
Do you connect with older generations through these skills? Like, do you ever trade tips with anybody else? Oh, like us, you are.
Yeah, I mean, with you guys, I
Yeah.
am. Occasionally I do. I tend to mostly craft by myself at home, so I don't have a ton of crafty friends to swap tips and tricks with. but
Yet.
Yes,
I wonder.
you're right.
So sewing, there's no limit to personality or design.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I kind of like about this.
Exactly. You can do pretty much anything you want. You just have to know how to get there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
That's the whole problem solving thing, right? Crafting often involves troubleshooting, trying to find solutions. So that's just
Oh, yeah.
enhancing your critical thinking abilities too.
Yeah.
is
So it's
True,
another
yeah.
win-win, right?
Yeah.
If someone listening wants to start but is feeling a little bit intimidated, what's the easiest project you could recommend to try first?
Well, if you want to get into crochet, I would definitely recommend starting with a washcloth. Just a square or rectangular one. Really, the hardest part of learning crochet is getting a hang of holding the yarn and the hook at the same time. That is really the most difficult part. So once you get past that, everything just flows from there.
Practice makes progress.
Exactly.
Oh, good
yeah.
for you.
I remember we had to do learning how to embroider. We had to do samplers.
Oh, yeah.
And that was just a square, and you pick a picture of whatever you want, and you would embroider the ABCs, the numbers, and then there'd be some kind of saying and a pretty picture in the middle.
yeah.
That was how we learned to do embroidery.
Yeah.
What supplies would you need when you want to get going without spending a fortune? I guess this really depends on which craft you're doing, right?
Yeah, it definitely does. For crochet, really all you need is a hook and some yarn.
Yep.
I would recommend a yarn needle as well, just for weaving in your ends, which nobody really likes to do.
I don't either, no.
Sometimes I just tie a knot and cut them off.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, YouTube is a perfect place to start. That's where I re-taught myself how to sew when I needed to remember everything that I learned when I was 11 or 12.
Yeah. And if you're a beginner,
on absolutely everything from threading the machine to what happened, how do I solve this problem, or how do I solve that problem, things like that. And they've got whole tutorials with patterns and projects that you can do, and pretty much anything that's labeled beginner is a good place to start.
But this has been so awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Yeah.
So whether you're canning tomatoes, crocheting a scarf, or just trying to remember where you left the sewing kit, that's me.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, it's less about the finished product and more about the peace and pride you can get along the way.
100%. And don't be afraid to start.
No.
Listen to Kayla. You'll be surprised how quickly it becomes fun and even a little addictive. And you'll so look forward to it. And it's going to be like your happy, relaxing, peaceful place.
Yeah.
It truly is. And even if you can do one row at a time, crocheting with the hockey game on, and if it doesn't turn out like that Pinterest picture, just call it custom.
Yeah, it's custom.
And it's progress, not perfection. I love that.
I love that too.
It's been so fun hearing your stories and tips, Kayla. We really appreciate you joining Ask Moms and showing us that crafts aren't just for grandparents anymore.
Nope, they're for everybody. Exactly.
And getting back to the basics of crafting, canning, knitting, crocheting, and sewing, it can just enhance your creativity, providing a sense of accomplishment and promoting relaxation. So these activities also foster community connections and can lead to the creation of practical handmade items.
So thank you all for tuning in. We hope you feel heard, supported, and empowered. We know you do your best. Right, Kim?
100%.
Yeah. So please send in your questions for Ask Moms, or if you have any ideas for future topics, please connect with us by emailing askmomstoday@gmail.com.
And we're also on Hunters Bay Radio, 88.7 on the dial, or www.muskokaradio.com. And remember, you're not alone. Until next time, take care of yourself.
You've got this.